everybody, I am jumping on here real quick because I want to show you a recipe demo that I really love. It is a great recipe that is a comfort food, but it has a healthier twist to it. So we don't have to feel guilty if we want to dive in and eat some comfort food, because this is going to be a little bit healthier version. So the name of this recipe is the Skinny Mac and Cheese. The power tool that we are going to be using for this recipe is our Rock Crock in the microwave, okay? So I'm just going to jump right in and go ahead and get started in making this recipe and then talking about the products that I'm using along the way. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and make some cauliflower rice. So if you've ever looked also for a healthier version to make maybe a pizza crust, cauliflower rice is a good ingredient that is used commonly for that, okay? So what we want to do to make cauliflower rice is the best tool that we have is called our veggie strip maker, okay? One of the reasons I love this little guy is because you can go in both directions. You don't have to go just one way when you are using it. You can go back and forth, okay? It's also really cool because kids can use it and they don't have to worry about cutting themselves. It just goes back and forth and it doesn't hurt anybody, okay? So if you have kids or grandkids that like to help in the kitchen or you want to get them in there, this is something that they can use as well. It's great also to make like zucchini noodles or hash browns. You can, shred that to make hash browns. Also, you could actually shred ham on here, like if you want to add that to a salad or a recipe you're making. It is not recommended for cheese. It's not sharp enough for that, but it's perfect to make cauliflower rice. Okay, so I went ahead and did some of it already because this recipe calls for about, if you have a large head of cauliflower, it actually recommends to use half of it. If you have a small one, you can use the whole thing. The recipe actually says to use 1.5 pounds if you are a measuring kind of person. Personally, I ain't got time for that, so I just kind of took half of the large head of cauliflower and started to make the rice. So I have a little bit left, and one thing about cauliflower, when you use this, it goes a little crazy on you. You might want to feel like when you're doing it that you need safety goggles. Okay, so typically a lot of times you could actually take the veggie strip maker and put it on top of a bowl and go like that. And that is perfect for anything else, but for cauliflower, because it gets a little crazy, it's recommended that you put it at an angle down into your bowl. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and finish this last floret that I have and just start shredding. I thought about grabbing my safety goggles or my husband's safety goggles for this demo, but I thought, well, that's a little overkill. And if some of those large little chunks jump off those florets and it falls down into your stainless steel bowl or whatever bowl that you're using, that's okay. Cauliflower really cooks down pretty well. So if you have a few like large little pieces in there, I just leave them in there, okay? All right, so the next thing that we're gonna add, let me make sure what my recipe says. Okay, so in the Rock Crock, now we're gonna go ahead and add our cauliflower and our elbow macaroni. So if you are not familiar with our Rock Crocks, I love them. They came out about six years ago. They're a huge power tool and help in your kitchen because of the versatility of everywhere that they go. So for example, I like to say they're the one pot wonder because they will go everywhere in your kitchen. You can use them in the microwave like we're going to, on your stovetop, in your oven, your oven's broiler, and also your outdoor grill. Okay, so, and also if you're the kind of person where if they don't go in your dishwasher, they don't go in your kitchen, these guys go in the dishwasher as well. Okay, so they're just phenomenal to have to use in your kitchen because they just go everywhere and they're so easy to use, easy to clean up, and just remarkable in how they work. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and add my cauliflower to my Rock Crock. And while you guys are watching any part of this recipe, just if you have a question, just please go ahead and post it in the comment and I will follow up with you. 2 cups of elbow macaroni. Okay. Okay, now we're going to go ahead and add some garlic. Now, one of my first favorite, I'm going to set this aside for a minute, one of my very first favorite products I had from Pampered Chef when I first got married was our garlic press. The press is wonderful to use if you do want that bolder garlic taste in your recipe. But if you are looking for something that is not quite as bold or harsh, or not harsh, but strong of a taste for your garlic, you can peel your garlic. Well, I'm not going to take my garlic and put it on a slice it and all that kind of stuff. I want something that's pretty easy. So we have this little set that comes together. This is a peeler and this is a slicer. So with your garlic, you're going to leave the peeling on it, put it inside the peeler, and then just roll it on top of your countertop or etc. And you can see it just very nicely takes that peeling off of your garlic. Okay, so let me do the second one here. Okay, so you can see just really nice, you know, it's in there, see it? Okay, so then we want to slice it. So I am going to go ahead and take off the little root here of the garlic. I don't want to get that in my recipe. So I've got my garlic in here, and in the slicer, you can see it's got the dividers, and you can just put one on each side. It's also great too, this little guy, for like baby carrots, if you want sliced carrots, etc. So let me get this where you guys can see it. So we're just going to go ahead and make these wonderful little garlic chips, is what I like to call them. And again, this just gives a really nice mild garlic taste to your recipe. Okay, so that's how you use that. You can toss it in the dishwasher, you know, no big deal, or hand wash it. Either way is fine. Oh, another thing too that this recipe said you could add, and you would use the veggie strip maker, is you could add a carrot, 2 carrots to it, and just use this to get it into your recipe. It adds a lot of color and flavor if you would like to add that to your skinny mac and cheese. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and whisk up some stock with some flour to get the, you know, the creamy stuff going on in our skinny mac and cheese. So I have about 1.5 cups of chicken stock. Whether you make it, you buy it, or whatever you do, it's fine. I'm going to go ahead and add that. We're going to add 1/2 cup of milk. Okay, and it is okay to add it right back into the bowl that you use to collect your cauliflower rice. I mean, it's going right in there too. So unless you have an issue with using the same bowl, it's okay. All right. So I added 2 tablespoons of flour, and then I'm just using my whisk to whisk all that together until it's blended, you know. So next I'm just going to add the broth mixture to the cauliflower rice and the elbow macaroni. So we have that in there, and just, you know, give it a little stir to kind of mix it up. Mix it well. Okay, so far this is what it looks like. I mean, nothing crazy, just like that. Now, with our Rock Crocs, all of the ones that are in the bowl shape or casserole size like this, they have lids. They have glass lids, okay? The Rock Crocs are heat safe to 752 degrees. The lids are heat safe to 400 degrees. So they're okay to use like in the microwave, in your oven, on your stovetop, but you wouldn't use the lid on your grill or your broiler in your oven, okay? We have different sizes as well. This is our 4-quart. We have a 2.5 quart. We have a little guy. We have a little 2-quart. We also have a great big guy. It's an 8-quart. Like literally, if you have a Chihuahua, you could give it a bath in it. It's so big, I feel like. But then we have a flat like grill stone, which is great for using things on the grill or things in the oven as well. But the next step of this recipe is I'm actually going to put it in the microwave for 18 minutes. Okay, while that's in there, I'm going to show you one of my favorite products, hands down, is our microplane coarse grater. So hold on 1 second while I pop this in my microwave and set set that for 18 minutes. And I'm going to grab my block of cheese. So hold on, hold that thought. So the next product that I want to show you is actually one of my favorite products, and I say that again because it changed the way I cook. Whoop. Good thing I don't need that anymore. Okay, so quick question for you guys. Let me know if you currently buy shredded cheese in the bag at the store. Okay, a lot of people do. I did forever. Then when I became a consultant about 5 years ago, the course grater was in my kit, and I wanted to be familiar with all my products, so I started buying block cheese. And the deal with block cheese is this, is that one, it's more cost effective for us. Two, it actually cooks, tastes, and melts better when we are using it in our food. And then the last thing is we're not getting all that cellulose that comes in the shredded cheese bags that keeps, that's that sawdusty stuff that keeps shredded cheese from sticking together. Okay, so we're not consuming that anymore when we buy block cheese. Now before, I knew all that probably, I would say, but unless I would have had a product that really would have made a difference, I still would have dealt with all that, you know, before with the shredded cheese in the bag, okay? But now, I use this. And I no longer buy shredded cheese in the bag. And this is our adjustable course grater, okay? You know, that's what it is. This is storage position. We have 3 positions for this. It has this plastic cover because the microplane is very sharp. You just take that off. You could open it up and use it as an easel position like that for your cutting board. Or you can actually open it all the way like this and shred over a bowl, or if you're making a homemade pizza, you can just shred right over it. I use this for other things too, mainly for cheese, but you can use it for veggies, or cheese, you know, basically is all the stuff that I use it for. Also too, I usually don't use this, but it does come with a guard, okay? Number one, I'm kind of mechanically challenged, and it's just kind of awkward for me to use it. But that's probably because I don't use it that often or hardly ever. But the other thing is that when I'm grating my cheese, I can eat the last piece of cheese, right? But how it works is that you can just slide the guard on, take that off, put a chunk of cheese in there or whatever, put that on there, and then shred away. You don't worry about nicking yourself or cutting anything on the microplane because, like I said, they're very, very sharp, okay? Great, too, if you have kids. And they want to help, they would use the guard. Okay, but basically you just take your cheese and I just shred like this. And I use this so much, and it wouldn't take anyone long, that you can pretty much shred a block of cheese in about a minute, and put that in a container or a bag and toss it in your fridge. Okay, so hands down one of my favorite products because it changed the way I ate and was healthier and more cost effective, etc. Okay, because you can really have a huge savings pretty much when you buy block cheese. Okay, so I'm not going to keep you guys on here until the mac and cheese is finished in the microwave, but after I have this posted and you guys have watched it, I am going to post some final pictures in the comments. So you can see what I did. But basically how the recipe goes is when it's finished in the microwave, I am going to take it out and I'm going to add about half of this cheese or 3/4 of it, stir it in there with a cup of Greek yogurt or low-fat Greek yogurt. And the product that I do use for that is pretty handy in the kitchens too. It's our Measure All cup, okay? I've already got measured my cup of Greek yogurt, but I want to show you how it works for you, for your solids and your liquids in your kitchen. So what it is the blue side is your liquid side. So if you're measuring some milk or water or anything liquid, you would turn it upside down, is what I call it, upside down. Use the blue measurements and then pour out your liquid into what you're making. I rarely use that. I mainly use it for the sticky side or the solid side, which is the red measurements. Okay, so how it works is, if I need a cup of Greek yogurt, and this is upside down, hold on. Okay, so I would just set the setting to 1 cup, just like that. So you can see that it's right there on the 1 cup. Put my sticky ingredient in there, and then when I'm ready to add it to what I'm making, I just push it out like that, and it all comes out. You can just take your spatula, scrape it off, and you've gotten everything out of there. I mean, I literally don't have time to, now since I've used these for so many years, I mean, it'd almost be a pain to just have to measure something in a cup and then scoop it right back out and add it. That's just, I mean, we don't have time for that, right? So great little product to have added onto your kitchen, or people, you know, just getting their first kitchens, etc. Another tip I want to share with you about yogurt, just an FYI, if you do not have yogurt in your kitchen to make something that calls for yogurt, you can actually substitute sour cream, and vice versa. So just a tip for that, if that's the one ingredient that you are missing for whatever you're making, but you have the other, you can substitute it. It's perfectly fine, and vice versa. If I was making something that called for sour cream, I can substitute yogurt for that, you know, definitely. So, and it does work. The first time I heard that, I thought they were crazy, but you can do that. Okay, so let me know your questions. Let me know what you think. This is the best way that I can do a cooking demo on Facebook. Unfortunately, nobody can smell it or eat it, but I always love to share this. This is the most favorite part of being a consultant for me, is actually doing these cooking demonstrations. So whether it's on a virtual party, on Facebook, or a live cooking show, this is my most favorite part of being a consultant, is doing the recipes for you guys. So let me know your comments, let me know what you think, and you guys have a blessed day. Thanks a bunch.